Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Money is Emotional podcast. I am your host, Christine Luken. Today, we are talking about why you're not manifesting what you want, especially when it comes to money, business, and abundance. Now, before you assume that this episode is about vision boards, high vibe playlists, or repeating affirmations until you lose your voice, let me stop you right there. Because what I am about to share is the part that most manifestation gurus don't tell you. If you've ever felt like you're doing all the right things, but nothing is moving, this episode is for you. So take a deep breath, unclench your jaw, and maybe your butt, and let's get into it. Here's why manifestation advice often backfires. It assumes one very important thing, that you are already feeling safe and emotionally stable. People often tell me, Christine, I'm not good at manifesting. That's a load of BS. Humans are manifesting machines. In fact, we can't not manifest. But here's the gold nugget I want you to remember. We're always manifesting what we are giving the majority of our thoughts, emotions, and energy to. You manifest from your emotional frequency. If you are positive and peaceful most of the time, chances are your financial manifestations will delight you. However, if you are frantic, upset, depressed, angry, or doubtful, you are going to attract situations that share that exact same emotional vibration. Now, this is not woo-woo crap when we're talking about emotional resonance and energetic vibration. Dr. David R. Hawkins, who was a psychiatrist, researcher, and spiritual teacher, created the map of consciousness, which is a scale that charts the frequency of human emotions. So I first learned about this scale from my friend Suzanne Adams in her book, Quantum Vibes. Highly recommend you grab a copy. It's one of the best books on manifestation out there. Every thought, word, feeling, and action carries an energetic vibration. And that vibration either expands or contracts your personal energy. As I said, this is not made up magical woo-woo. It's physics. Albert Einstein said, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the energy you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. There can be no other way. So, low vibration emotions, think shame, sadness, fear, anger, those feel heavy, tight, and dense in our bodies. High vibration emotions like love, joy, peace, contentment, those feel light, expansive, and open in our bodies. Now, in the show notes, I link to Dr. Hawkins' emotional vibrational scale so you can see the graphic as a visual reference. If I were you, I would download it to your phone so you have it handy. There's an important threshold to note on this scale, because if you're looking at the graphic, the lower vibrations are at the bottom of the scale. So it almost looks like a funnel, like an inverted triangle. So at the bottom of the graphic are the lower constricted emotions. And at the top, where it is the most open and expansive, those are where the positive emotions live. But there in the middle, there is an important threshold on this scale. It is courage. Courage is the turning point at which you shift from survival to growth. You need courage to relinquish negativity and shift into neutral, not even positive, shifting into neutral. So you can get yourself to a place of emotional safety and stability. If you're not manifesting what you say you truly want, it's because your emotional vibration isn't a match for it yet. This is why there are so many smart, self-aware people who feel stuck and they start blaming themselves, which is not productive. So let's talk about how to start rising up the emotional vibration scale. So this first tool might surprise you a little bit. It is swapping out delusional affirmations for bridge mantras. If you are in financial stress, burnout, or recovery mode, saying things like, "I'm a wealthy woman," or "money flows to me easily," can feel fake. Or worse, emotionally triggering. Your nervous system is like, "Hell no, money does not flow to me easily." This is where bridge mantras come in. Bridge mantras meet you where you are and gently walk you forward, even if it is a single notch up the vibrational scale. Here are some examples of bridge mantras that can shift you from negativity into neutral. I am safe. I am supported. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'll get through this. Things are improving. These work because your body and your unconscious mind don't reject them. If you say something that is so far away from your current truth, your unconscious mind and your body, like you can feel it. They're just not going to accept that. And it does feel like you're in Delulu land when you say things like, "I am a wealthy woman," or "money comes to me easily," when those things are obviously not true. But if you're late on a bill, you're still okay. You're still all right. You're going to get through this. You can say those things to yourself and believe them. When you've been in a negative pattern for a long period of time, it can seem like peace and prosperity are halfway across the ocean. This is why bridge mantras are so important, because they gently move you away from negativity to neutral. It's as if you're driving a car in reverse at 30 miles an hour. But you really want to be going 70 miles an hour in the other direction. You are going to wreck your engine and give yourself whiplash if you try to slam your car straight into drive and stomp on the gas pedal. If you want your manifestations to move in the opposite direction of what they're doing right now, you first have to stop going in a negative direction. And yes, you might need to sit in neutral for a bit to recover and to reorient before you shift into drive, so to speak, and move towards the vibrations of love, peace, and joy. I see this with clients and even members of the Wealthy Woman Book Club, especially those who have been through financial upheaval or trauma. Things like divorce, bankruptcy, a business collapse, or maybe a job or income loss. They don't need hype. They need stability first. This is very important. So the second tool I'm going to talk about is we want to be manifesting around money from the proper emotional state. We don't want to be manifesting from hustle, We don't want to be manifesting from panic, and we don't want to be manifesting from proving energy. Of course, you can manifest money and clients for your business from these states. However, what you manifest from hustle and panic is going to get you more of the same. Clients who run you ragged, jobs or projects that end up costing you money instead of making you money, refund requests, etc. At a baseline, you want to be manifesting money from safety, neutrality, and self-trust. So in other words, you want to be north of courage on the emotional vibration scale. The ultimate goal is to manifest from the emotions of peace, joy, and love. So what can you do to raise your emotional vibration, to manifest the money and the abundance that you truly desire? It's getting in touch with what makes you feel peace, joy, and love. Jennifer Blanchard, author of Manifest Everything, which is another one of my favorite manifesting books, she recommends having a personal feel-good list. Here are some of the things that are on my personal feel-good list. Snuggling with my cats, getting a hug from my hubby, watching comedy reels on Instagram, the scent of rose essential oil, golfing, swimming, hiking, being outside in nature, a hot cup of tea, some dark chocolate, getting a massage or a facial, painting, working on a puzzle, my dance list on Spotify, taking a walk in the sunshine, or calling one of my besties. Doing one or two of these things on my feel-good list always moves the needle positively on my emotions. And here's the thing. I don't wait until I'm in a bad mood to do these things. I make an effort to incorporate these things into my schedule on a regular basis because I want to actively manage my emotional vibration. Just as important as doing things that make you feel good is avoiding things that make you feel like shit. Doom scrolling on social media, watching the news for an hour a day, or talking to your cousin Julie, who's a world champion complainer.
Dare to enter the Wealthy Woman Book Club, where answers exist to forbidden questions, where women of all ages and income secretly gather, where knowledge is shared, where possibilities are explored, where women claim their power. Dare to stay a spell in the Wealthy Woman Book Club. In this place, we lift each other up. In this place, we start dreaming again. In this place, we see financial miracles. In this place, we grow through the glory and the failure. In this place, we step into a new identity. Dare to champion the Wealthy Woman Book Club. We're creating a future where women are financially empowered across the globe. We're creating a future where our daughters stand on equal financial footing with our sons. We're creating a future where we purchase with our principles rather than price tags. We're creating a future where we use the power of money for the benefit of people and the planet. Welcome to the Wealthy Woman Book Club. Dare to come in, woman. Come in. Join us at wealthywomanbookclub.com.
Think about those things that are in your environment. Are they raising your emotional vibration or are they bringing it down? And here's the thing. You can control a lot of those things. So whatever you can control in your environment to raise your vibration, do it. Now, here's the third thing I want to talk about. There are times when you're going to be in a bad mood, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all have times when we're sad or we're mad or we're frustrated. But here's the thing I want you to remember. Do not touch your money or money manifestations when you are in a down mood. When you're sad, when you're triggered, when you're angry, ashamed, scared, first of all, your perception is distorted, right? This is when you're tempted to catastrophize and say things that, aren't true, like, this will never happen for me, and I'm always bad with money, and, it's like you just go off the rails. And you've probably heard that you shouldn't make any important decisions when you're sad, hungry, angry, or tired. The same is true with interacting with your money and your money manifestations. So when you're feeling this way, this is not the time for you to rewrite your money goals, to make big financial decisions, to declare what's never going to happen, to burn down your dreams of being a business owner, or honestly, even paying your bills or looking at your bank account. You don't want that low vibe, bad mojo getting on your money. Go do something else. If you need to go watch a movie that makes you cry so you can get all that sadness out of you, go do it. Don't be bringing that into your time with your money. Get yourself to neutral first by doing something on your feel-good list. I mean, here's the thing. When you're in a mood like that, that's not the time to write a breakup text, to quit your job, or confront your spouse when you're in that type of an emotional state. Don't touch your money manifestations either. Pause, take a deep breath, regulate yourself, and you can revisit your money manifestations later. The fourth tool I want to talk about is to have faith and celebrate evidence. Now, when I say have faith, I'm not talking about a particular religion. I'm talking about having faith in yourself and your future. Now, here's the thing. If you've been in survival mode, your nervous system doesn't trust money yet. And that can feel really hard. Feeling that way doesn't make you broken. It makes you human. And I've been through those periods myself. I had the 2 worst years of my business in 2018 and 2019, which were my 6th and 7th years in my business as an entrepreneur. It was at that time where I stopped doing subcontract accounting work because I knew I wanted my business to be focused 100% on financial coaching and education. And it was a rough transition because I had been heavily relying on that consistent accounting income. And I was also undercharging and underpromoting my coaching services. After expenses for those 2 years, I had close to zero profit in my business, which was very disheartening. I also had 4 people who I was very close to pass away in 2019, and 2 of them by suicide. So to say that I was low on the vibrational scale when it comes to emotions at that time is a big understatement. So what did I do to pull myself out of this downward spiral? This is exactly what I am telling you to do. First of all, I figured out what would at least get me to neutral before interacting with my money and my manifestations. I even considered getting a job temporarily to bring in some income so that I would feel emotionally steady. I knew that I would always do financial coaching, at least part-time. I told God that if you pay me nothing to do financial coaching, I'm still going to help people with this. I had faith that the money would come to me because of past evidence. I'd made good money in the past as a contractor, as an employee. Certainly, I could learn how to do that well as a coach and an educator. I stopped saying things like, why isn't this working for me? If it was going to work by now, it should have. Why is that coach so successful and I'm not? I'm terrible at sales. No one buys from me. Can you see why I was attracting a lack of abundance? Because I was saying these things. So I stopped saying those things. And I started celebrating even the tiniest evidence of success and abundance. Yay! A client bought a $20 course from me. Thank you, God, universe, for sending me a financial planner who wants to buy 10 copies of my book, Money is Emotional. Woohoo! I found a quarter on the sidewalk. Yes, even little tiny things like that. I celebrated every single cent that came into my life, whether it was personally or in my business. And guess what happened? For the first 2 months of doing this, honestly, not a lot changed externally. But my vibration rose considerably. I was feeling so much better. And here's the thing, I also had a fallback plan. Here's the thing, I also had a fallback plan. If I wasn't making enough money in my business in 6 months, I gave myself permission to find a job without labeling myself as a failure. You don't go from financial trauma to I trust the universe overnight. Manifestation also takes time. There is a time lag between your high vibration and when you begin attracting those things. But obviously, the sooner you raise your vibration and the higher you raise your vibration, the quicker and the bigger those manifestations are. So it takes time. You can't just be high vibe for a week and then quit because it's not working. In the 3rd month of raising my emotional vibration and not touching my money, either with my thoughts or physically, if my mood went south, everything began shutting down in the world because of COVID. And miraculously, opportunities started opening up for my business. New clients began flooding in. Demand for my corporate money wellness webinars exploded. I had one of my best sales years in business in 2020. That is what happens when you have faith and you celebrate the evidence, even in the small things. So, if manifestation hasn't been working the way you want it to, let me lovingly say this to you. You're not bad at manifesting. You're not blocked. You're not broken. You've just been trying to create from a nervous system that needs safety first. Bridge before you leap, regulate before you declare, and be gentle with yourself in the process. Here's your mission, should you choose to accept it. Pick 1 or 2 bridge mantras that feel true right now. I am safe. I'm supported. I'm all right. I'll get through this. I'm okay. Things are improving. Write it down. Say it slowly. Let your body believe it. Use it when you feel yourself slipping down the vibrational scale. Create your feel-good list and keep it handy. Actively shield yourself from people and situations that pull you down emotionally. You are going to find within a month, 2 months, 3 months, if you do this, you're going to reach out to me and say, Christine, this episode, this is what turned it all around for me. And I can't wait to hear from you. Well, my friend, this is where I leave you for today. If this episode gave you an aha moment, please leave us a review. It helps other people to find the Money is Emotional podcast. And if you're not a subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? Hit that button so you never miss an episode. Until next time, this is Christine Luken reminding you that you're good enough, you're smart enough, and gosh darn it, people love you, including me. Bye for now.